For the member states, we have done quite early September. I think September 15th, we had a big meeting here where we federated all the member states, health ministers, development ministers, to sensitize them. Quite honestly, I think they have been slow to wake up, as maybe the entire international community. But yes, one would have liked to see more and immediate and more resolute reaction. This is now gradually changing. There's notably on the big G7 players a lot of pressure to come out and really make that the priority of their activities. So we are catching up on that. It's something which is falling into place. Strong activity and gradual improved coordination. As you know, we from the European Union, from the outset, we had said we need the UN into that in a strong way. And they have indeed beefed up their presence through WHO. They had also replaced a few non-performing country representatives. So for the first time, at least in my own professional life, I have seen the UN actually reacting quite energetically to what has been a rather slow and unsatisfactory performance on their side. I was also traveling just when the new UN structure, UN MIR, was decided. This is almost like a public health peacekeeping type mission. For that also we have yet to see the operational benefits. But by and large, I think we take it that this is not a bad start, and we remain committed to feed into that rather than to duplicate that or do something separate. My mission also coincided, and that was also a first for me, of the arrival of an African Union medical team, which also benefits from European Union support, with a very committed, very experienced Ugandan general slash surgeon who himself had been involved quite often in earlier outbreaks of Ebola in Uganda. So it was a nice addition to the predominantly otherwise sort of Western support structure. And then meanwhile, we have also a novum in international crisis, where you have a strong country lead by individual countries, with US being very strong of recent in Liberia. You have the UK moving in very, very strongly into Sierra Leone, and the French trying also to cover the main needs in Guinea. Now, all three of them also need additional support. They benefit from some of our funding. They will have to benefit from a lot of European personnel. They also count a lot on MSF and other NGOs to be very, very actively there in an outreach and a scaling up, which is not yet at the peak. So I think that everyone really involved puts the maximum sort of senior management attention into the operation, but it's something unique. It's a type of rollout which the donor community has not yet experienced. There will be mistakes. There will be critique once we look backwards. But at the moment, it's more the aspect of looking forward. Very, very closely. I think among the many things one would say on that, this will be one of the best, the good case, good practices examples, because from the outset we have included quite a large package which we call linking relief and rehabilitation, with the idea that we have provided through EDF ECHO with funding opportunities, commitment and payment credits to contract quickly operators like MSF, the International Red Cross, to help on air flights, etc. But with the idea being that through DEFCO funded programs in 2015, we can build on the work done by ECHO, so that there's continuity already built into the various outreach activities, and essentially probably on the community healthcare aspect, but also on water and sanitation. Very good question, and again, something where the European Union, more than other donors, already came in quite usefully. What we have done is to front load almost 50 million euros in budget support payments for Liberia and almost 50 million euros in budget support payments for Sierra Leone. Now, these would be payments we would not have done now, and nor to the full amount, but we have already processed quite a chunk of that, and intend to do the rest until the end of the year. And very much with the argument that we need to cushion off the shocks these poor countries are having through reduced trade, the reduced travel opportunities, the reduced agricultural activities, and also the additional human costs to the system. This is also something we would continue to use for 2015, and also have then larger budget support programs, probably also front-loaded for 2015, and also included into Guinea, possibly in the frame of a state-building contract. But the main message is, and I think for that, I think we here in DEFCO, but more for the European Union, being quite proud that we could cover both the immediate needs, direct contracting, but also address more than many others the macroeconomic aspects. There's one point which I feel very, very strongly about, that there has been from the outset an easy stigmatization of the countries concerned. And my main message when I went there myself, but I continue to repeat that, is that the challenge is not to isolate the countries, the challenge is to isolate the disease. And the worst is if there was sort of a hype on trying to shun away contacts with countries that would undermine the support. But it would also come back to your earlier question that this also would further unravel the other social fabric and the macroeconomic fabric of these countries. And I remain firmly convinced that with proper trained equipment, strong messages in the country, with the required hygiene, it is a type of disease which can be contained. And again, it does not lead itself to stigmatization. So very, very important that we all keep up on supporting the countries, not penalizing flights, economic activities, let alone interaction with the population concerned.